Today, I'm happy to be joined here with Jesse Mann and Christian Travers with My Why, a great organization here around Lloydminster. And recently, they've been starting working with the Rural Health Professionals Action Plan. And I've been seeing them post on Facebook all the time since the pandemic has started. So it's great that you guys are still up on social media. Tell me a little bit about what the Rural Health Professionals Action Plan is and what My Why is doing with that.
For sure. Well, thanks so much, Abby, for having us. This is definitely different, having to social distance. We love coming into the studio, so thanks again for having us. So the Rural Health Profession Actions Plan is an Alberta non-for-profit organization, and they're really focused on making quality, accessible healthcare and bringing that to rural areas. And so My Why's jumped on board, and we're so lucky that they, accepted us, and we are writing some stories and working through some promotional material for them and capturing some of the great stories of rural areas bringing in that quality healthcare. And we just want to give a huge shout out from our hearts, and Kristen this is very near and dear to her, but to our healthcare workers, our essential services workers, thank you guys so much for everything that you're doing.
Now, with this pandemic been going on, practicing social distancing, what has My Why been doing during this? I know I've been seeing a bunch of posts on Facebook and stuff. So what have you guys been doing during this pandemic over the past couple of weeks?
Well, for us, physical distancing is very important. So Jesse and I both have kind of an autoimmune issue going on. So if we catch the coronavirus, it's essentially very devastating to our health. And obviously, physical distancing is very important for everyone to follow. So we have kind of maintained doing a lot of stuff through social media. So this is physical distancing doesn't necessarily have to mean disconnecting. So we're still connecting with a lot of people, trying to bring light, trying to bring awareness, and trying to bring education throughout this. So that's how we're trying to contribute to this time.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, you guys were both in the studio and we were talking about a new podcast that was just about to be launched. And now it's been a couple of weeks since that podcast has been launched. So how has that been going? And how have you guys been kind of getting into the podcasting world?
Well, that's one thing we, and Kristen said, we're taking social distancing very seriously. The great thing about technology is we're able to continue with the podcast and able to continue writing stories for our HPAP and things like that. The podcast is going so well. We launch a new one every Wednesday, and we're just about to 5,000 downloads, and it's very exciting for us to see all of the subscribers and get all of the comments and things that have been coming in. It's pretty special to know that in the first month, 5,000 people have kind of spent an hour with us and sat down and heard stories of amazing, resilient, incredible people in our community. It really is our passion to share other people's stories. And we're finding, obviously, we're learning and growing and sharing more of our own stories too. But yeah, we have the best people ever that have sat down with us, and we love them all. And we really think that their stories are important to be told. So yeah, definitely give it a listen and let us know what you think. And it's nice to share that inspiration too during this time when things are so crazy and there's so much unknown out there, to kind of be able to put the headphones in or go for a walk and hear stories of people who have really turned tough stuff into opportunities to grow. I mean, it's certainly some of the fuel that's getting me through being, and it's not stuck at home, but being safe at home.
Safe at home, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's amazing that your podcast has been doing so well and getting so many listens already. I think that's incredible, and that really just goes to show the amazing work that you two have been doing in the community, because clearly people are definitely taking note, and they're definitely hearing that you guys are here and you guys want to share people's survivor stories or their stories of their journey. So that's amazing. What are some of the other things that you have planned coming up, or if you have anything kind of special coming up, as the month of May is coming around the corner quite quickly, so Mother's Day and all that. So do you have any plans going forward, or is it kind of just because of the pandemic and the unknown, just kind of taking it day by day?
Well, we are always kind of in the works of the next step. I just talked to another podcaster that has agreed to be on our podcast soon. She's amazing and has an amazing story. So we're always kind of looking for the next story. Yesterday, actually, we talked to residents in recovery through Zoom about resiliency and, taking the next step after something has happened. So we're always, reaching out to nonprofit organizations and seeing how we can help. So like I said, we're safe at home, but we still want to connect with people and still want to see how we can make a difference as well. So I'm not too sure what May is going to hold, but I'm sure we'll figure out something.
And really quickly before we wrap up, where can people find your podcast or just keep updating on what MyWhy has been doing?
For sure. Well, and definitely stay tuned. We're doing a big highlight with local businesses as well as highlighting healthcare workers, and we'll continue to write stories and things like that, and all of that's available on our social media. We do have the website, so mywhyrevolution.com, and we are streaming on all your favorite podcast services, so Spotify, Apple, Google, and if you're not a podcaster, and if we're being honest, we weren't really podcasters before we started podcasting. But I know now, in going through that process with Kristen and sitting down with people, I'm listening to more and more stories all the time. And it is a pretty cool way to learn and connect during this time and get some personal and professional development and some inspiration that we so need to kind of get through this time.
So where can they go to listen to the podcast?
Spotify, Apple, Google. You can get it off of our website, all of those places. If you get stuck, reach out. We're our phones are with us.
Yeah, it's mywhyrevolution.com. You can always reach out to us in that, and Facebook and Instagram, mywhyrevolution. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me. I love MyWhy and I love seeing all the posts, and I'm super happy that your podcast is being, you guys are getting the numbers and a lot of people are really tuning in to listen. So that's amazing. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thanks for supporting it.
Yeah, thanks, Abby.
Thanks for all you guys are doing to keep sharing the news with us during this time. It's crazy. I know you guys are out there, out and about, and trying to maneuver all of that too. So we're just so grateful for you guys as well.
Very grateful for you.
We love PTLN. Thanks, guys.